Good morning.
Good morning.
On with positive focus over against magical thinking.
Well, this isn't even necessarily magical thinking. I was thinking of it like people often, when I'm positive, they roll their eyeballs and they say, "You've got to be more realistic." And
okay.
this is going on, this is going on, this is going on, and they list all the horrible things that are happening. And if you were realistic, you would not be so positive. And my response to that is, it is just as valid, if maybe not more so, to be positive and realistic. It's like, okay, this is the challenge we face. Well, what do we have that we can build on from that? Gary and I, like everybody, have been through various challenges in our lives. Went through a period at one point where we, didn't know how we were going to have enough money to live. We thought we might lose our house, and definitely we were not retiring, and that kind of thing. But in accepting it with a positive focus, it allowed me to take a job that I would have just a month before considered beneath me.
Which was?
I was a night auditor at a boutique hotel in the lake country of Wisconsin. And it was the first job I'd had almost in my whole adult life where I wasn't the boss. And
that's right.
That was just like, I couldn't believe it. But I was so grateful to get this job because I really needed it. It didn't pay a lot, but it was enough. It was enough
right.
to make it.
Yeah.
But that positive focus of just do the next right thing, and it will work out. And lo and behold, I can't tell you how well it's worked out.
Yeah.
But if I had been quote unquote realistic,
you wouldn't have taken that job.
I wouldn't have taken that job because I was obviously overqualified for it. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And yet it was such a gift on so many levels, personally, in my personal growth. It was wonderful, and financially, it just made all the difference in the world.
So it was realistic.
It was.
Yeah.
But it was. I had a positive focus about the thing, knowing that if I just did what God put in front of me to do, all would be well. And it was. It was more than well. So I am a firm believer that taking a positive focus on the circumstances of our lives helps them deliver something very positive.
Yeah, I think that's right. Well, that's just a great solid place to...
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was thinking another thing with regard to parenting, as with all families. Our family's gone through difficult times with children, but I think the thing that made it so great was that because of God's action in my life, I was able to maintain a positive attitude about my children, even when they were just misbehaving horribly and making choices that I thought would be, wow, how could that happen?
Well, the thing that you talked about was you just kept focusing on their best self.
Yes.
I remember you saying that.
Yes.
Focus, that was your focus with
my
your
focus.
kids.
So when I talked with them, I was talking to that dear, sweet person that I knew they were, not to the troubled youth. And I think it just helped maintain a connection, and they had a lifeline to that true self through that.
That's right.
So I think it was totally redemptive of our relationships that I was somehow able to put more of a positive focus on what they were going through. They still went through what they had to go through, and it wasn't fun, but it was certainly positive.
Hey, this is good. I think this reflects what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's realistic to be positive. This is Paul writing his second letter to the church in Corinth. We do not want you to be unaware, brothers and sisters, of the affliction we experienced in Asia Minor. We were so utterly, unbearably crushed that we despaired of life itself. Indeed, we felt to receive the death sentence so that we would rely not on ourselves, but on the God who raises the dead. He who rescued us from so deadly a peril will continue to rescue us. On him we set our hope, and he will rescue us again.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I have no hope if I'm just relying on me.
Yeah.
And then if that is my mindset, then it is realistic to assume doom and destruction. That is an inevitability.
Yeah, I've
But-
caused that many times.
Oh, I don't know about that, but that's the difference. That's the difference. Relying on God versus relying on myself. And when I rely on God, I have access to the power that created the universe. Well, la-di-da. That's pretty powerful.
Even if you had to live in a pop-up camper for the rest of your
probably-
life,
That's right.
you could have done it.
I could have and enjoyed it. And enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, would you mind praying for us today?
And, dear Lord, you give us the way. You are the way. Help us to see it and follow it and rest in you, confident that you are leading us home. In the name of the Christ, amen.
Amen. Have a great day.
Bye.